Hello, hello! Welcome, welcome. I'm just going to see if we can invite some people here. Okay, that's good. Add a little bit of lip bonbon and cherry cobbler. I'm super excited. Let me know when you're here, or if you catch the replay, do comment #replay so I at least know you came by to see me. And my name is Jennifer Fowler. I'm an elite status presenter. I'm so glad. I think I'm the last person to close this whole series. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun. I really appreciate you all hopping on. My little video today is going to be about our Glorious Primer and our Touch Press Powder. Now, long before, hey Marsha, hey Alicia, thanks for hopping on, ladies. So before our liquid foundation, liquid gold, everybody loves it, we only had our pressed powder. So this was my go-to. Like, I could wear these two products, go to Zumba, come back fresh, like there was nothing moving. Okay, so I can't wait to get started. But before I keep talking, I'm gonna add the primer so that we can let it dry. So again, you just need a little amount. Pea size to dime size, you take your pick. I'd say I've got about a pea size here. Hey girls! So you're just gonna rub in circular motion. If you didn't have your eye makeup on, you can rub this on your eyes as well because it's a face and eye primer, okay? Now again, you've seen our primer previously from Brittany, right? Now, I'll be first one to admit, if you followed me at all, I was never a primer believer, right? Like, I would go, before Younique, I'd go to the MAC counter and get my makeup done, especially for Halloween this time of year. I would always go and get my makeup done. And they would always try to tell me that I needed to get primer. But they would never really tell me the benefits. So for me, I was just like, it's a moneymaker. Like, no one needs primer. Why do you need it? I was never explained the benefits till I got to Younique, right? But it's a crime not to prime. So remember from Brittany with the liquid foundation, and I'm going to be first one to tell you too, our primer makes your face feel silk, velvety soft, right? Not oily, not greasy. I even have some clients who aren't even really a fan of a lot of foundation, and they just wear the primer all by itself because they love the way that it makes their face feel. And I'll never forget when I very first started wearing it for a couple weeks, I would just touch my face and just be like, oh, my face is so soft. Like, why is it so soft? But it's the primer. Now, if you aren't using primer, you're basically wasting your money because you're not, no matter what makeup you're wearing, and there's other primers out there. Ours is clear, non-scented, but no matter what primer, what foundation you use, if you don't use a primer, you're basically throwing your money away. And we don't want to do that, right? We're on a budget. We all like to save money. This tube here, like, I literally just opened the box because I ran out after like 6-7 months, okay? It goes a very long way. But it's going to help your makeup go on more smoothly. It's going to make your face look better with the makeup and keep that porcelain perfect all day long. Like I said, go to Zumba, come back out, and your foundation is still going to be there, right? Sweat proof, waterproof. And again, it's not matter what foundation you choose, but you need the primer. Crime not to prime, all right? So you want your primer to be a bit tacky, 2 to 3 minutes probably. I probably didn't talk that long, but to save time, we will get it going. Now, you can choose multiple colors of our pressed foundation, okay? So it comes in the same colors as our liquid foundation. I personally like to go a shade darker in the compact as my liquid foundation. Hi, Melody. Hi, Erica. Thanks for joining, ladies. Now, it has a little floppy like this. Okay. And I've recently traveled, so I like to keep my plastic on, but it does come with this awesome little mirror. But you can choose to take that off. It really does work well. Now, you can choose to use powder puff. You can use the powder puff brush, okay? Or you, like, this brush is amazing. Or you can choose to use our newest powder concealer brush, right? And you could dip it in there that way. But really, when I am going, like, just powder foundation, I'm not doing any other foundation besides powder foundation, I like to use the little spongy applicator that really comes with this, okay? So, I'm going to use the color Chiffon. Again, we put primer all over the face. You guys saw that. And I already did my eyes because if I didn't have any makeup on, you guys, I would look like a zombie in here. So, I'm just going to rub it in, okay? And again, this applicator comes with it, okay? And I'm just going to do half my face so you guys can see the coverage. Now, I just got back from Major Sunshine, and this is the darkest color I have. So, we'll see how, how well this goes. It's covering pretty good, but we're just going to do half of it here. Now, who is this great for? So, this is great, like I said before, liquid foundation, or for people who don't have a lot of time. Like, look at those. Dark circles be gone, right? Hi, Megan! So, this works for all skin types. If you are on the drier side, you're going to just want to make sure that you moisturize really well. Because if you are a little bit drier, it can look a little flaky. But if you are moisturizing properly, you're going to be fine. So, this is also great for those teenagers in your life because it's coverage, but not cakey, right? Okay. Like, isn't it? So, it's a full matte powder coverage is what it is. And you can see the difference. It's not too bad of the coloring from my tan. And I had a little dot there. You can kind of see it, but if you wanted a little bit more, you can add it, okay? So, Flawless Porcelain, right? Covers the redness, covers everything. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick because you actually save a little bit of money when you buy two, okay? Now, you can buy two of the same color, or you can buy a little bit lighter color to do quick highlighting, okay? Now, I am going to, so I'm actually taking the lightest color we have, which is Scarlet, in the pressed powder. Again, it comes with the little spongy whatnot, but I'm actually going to do a little bit of highlighting under here, just so you guys can see what two different colors look like, and then we'll do the rest of my face with this, with the chiffon color, okay? So I am going to use the brush for this, though, just to get, because under the eye is so delicate, and I just want to get right up in there, and this brush is amazing for that. So if you want to have quick, awake eyes like you got full 8 hours of sleep, boom. 2 seconds, right, if I wasn't talking. Just make a little bit of a triangle, and you're awake, okay? So for me, I like to go out. You don't have to go that far out. You could end right here. For me, I just like, because I have a pretty dark circles under my eyes always. Doesn't matter how much sleep I get, I promise. I like to go out to make myself look a little bit more awake, okay? And then we'll go back with that original color and the spongy. So sometimes you might find this little tray a little obnoxious, but they work. And then they really work good also for little mixing trays when you're done. So everything has multi-use, I promise. So again, I'm just taking the little sponge applicator because I feel it gives the best, fullest coverage. If you want just a light dusting, use a brush. Okay? Now again, so even though I did the little swoosh, you know, I still I then go back and cover it because it's still a little bit lighter, but I don't want to look like I have a mask on, if that makes sense to you. So that's how I do it, okay? So, there you go, right? Now, because this is a full matte powder coverage, right? Like, so this would be really good for, like, the teenagers in your life, or whoever. Sometimes just the mom out the door, this is all you have time for, right? But for me, if you have that extra few minutes, let's showcase a couple of the products that we've already talked about, just to show you quick definition. Falling in love with powder all over again. Yes, I know, right? So for me, I never have fallen out of love with the powder. If anything, because I feel like I can't not use it, I'll top my liquid foundation with the powder. Okay, so if you want maximum full coverage, top your liquid gold, right? Hey, Krista! Top your liquid gold with this, and boom. Like, max coverage. We'll add the concealer and then you have even more coverage. Like, all kinds of coverage options that you have, okay? So many. But again, if you buy one, it's $32. But if you want to do the little highlight trick, set of two is $60. Or you can buy two of the same shade, so you always have a backup and you never run out. So, that would be my suggestion, because once you try it, you're going to love it. All right. So I'm actually going to give myself a little bit of definition because I have more of a rounder face, and use our blusher brush and our bronzer. I'm going to use the color Malibu. We saw the bronzer being used previously, but I am just going to do the 3 and the C, right? So right under the apple, cheeks apple is what I'm talking about. So you do the 3. Go under, do the C. It might be backwards for you guys, sorry, but basically, essentially, you're making a 3 and a C. Okay? Maybe fall in the press overview. That's yes. Yeah, so Krista is another presenter who has been around with me pretty much from the beginning, and I love the pressed powder. I don't talk about it enough. But pressed powder, for me, for full coverage, quick out the door, it's going to be your best friend. I promise. Okay, and then I'm going to use the same brush and our blush in the color Sweet. So, as shown before, like, our blushes are so pigmented, I've never replaced this. And I've had it for, like, a couple years. It's probably off its shelf life, but why get rid of it when there's so much? So I'm just going to take a little bit. Again, it's so pigmented, and just a little bit on the apple cheeks. And there you go. So you don't look like you're just all one color. You have a little bit of definition with the blush and the bronzer. If you could only choose one, probably go with the bronzer because it's so multi-use. You can do eyeshadow, you can make a bronzer, you can make a lipstick, and then you could do the darker side under your cheeks and the lighter side on top of your cheeks if you're on a budget. But 2 brushes, use the sponge and the pressed powder however you want to use it. Now remember, and this goes for all our products, not just the powder, but I just wanted to reiterate that all of our products have a 14-day love-it guarantee, right? And a 90-day exchange guarantee. So if the color isn't right, or you're just not fully in love with whatever products you decide, you have 14 days for a full refund or 90 days to exchange it. I don't know that we talk about that enough, that it's really a 90-day exchange. So just always remember that. If you guys have any want color matched, please go back to the Younique presenter who brought you here. Make sure you send a great picture in front of a window, hopefully bare face. Show a little bit of neck because that always helps as well. For me personally, if you already know your Touch liquid foundation color, I personally like to go a shade darker. I feel on the pressed powder, if that helps you guys. I feel that the powder is a little, they're very close in colors. For me, I just like a shade up. If you don't want the shade up, then get the same color as your liquid foundation and you're already good to go. So thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series, and I hope you guys have all won some goodies from Megan, and I hope you guys have a great night.